destination, although our journey might take us different roads, we got the same destination. So our start is accepting Christ.
Yes.
So I done it. I accepted Christ.
Yes.
So once I've accepted him, he has already planned out the course for my life.
Yeah.
And what I come to realize that there's not much I can do to change that thing. What I can do is not get to the prize because of what I've chosen to do, but if I walk what he's given me to walk, I'm going to reach the prize. Amen? And so I want to do this slow because it's just so exciting in my spirit, and I'm just trying to just give you what he gave me. So he told me we got to run well.
Yeah.
And I was like, God, what is running well? See, we keep thinking Christianity is like it's a 100-yard dash. I've arrived. But it's really a marathon. And what I come to realize with a 100-yard dash or a marathon, it all still takes endurance. It all still takes endurance. And I think we think that we should have gotten it yesterday. I think we we should have been blessed last week. Because I started tithing on last Sunday. I think that the blessing should show up this Sunday because I did what you told me to do. We don't believe that there's an endurance, or we don't even look at the fact that I'm still here and he has kept me. See, we keep looking for the something and not what he has given us. And so I had to remember that this is not a 100-yard dash. This is a marathon. And what he also said to me, I got to run well with the team.
Come on.
That's such a cloud of witnesses.
Yeah.
He reminded me of those that had done it and could do it well.
Yeah.
It encouraged us by reminding us of the marvelous woman and men of faith. See, the life of faith, it really works.
Amen.
Faith really works.
Yeah.
Faith that even as a grain of mustard seed can move mountains. Faith really works. So my team has to be a team of faith. Okay for the spectators, but my team got to be picked.
Come on.
And God has really picked them for you. We've chosen who we wanted on our team, but God already given us a team. Amen? And while we're running well, we got good start. We got the good start, and we're running well. We got the faith. I'm believing. I got to do it with my eyes on Jesus. Most runners you don't see looking back. No, most runners don't see waving at the people in the... Hey, oh, there goes Sister So. Hey! While they running, they got their eyes on the prize. We got eyes on everything but Jesus. What they saying over here, what I'm going to look like when I show up? Oh, I ain't got it in my bank account. I don't know what it's for. All I got is the first chapter in the book. I got is a thought for the business. But my eyes are not on Jesus. It's either on the outcome that I believe it's going to be, is on what they will say. And so he said, I got a good story. You're running well with faith, but where are your eyes this morning? What are your eyes on? See, because like Dave said, we can talk it, but you got to have the action. And he said, you got to run with your eyes on Christ. He shows us the course. He sets the pace. He leads us to victory. And the writer of Hebrews was just reminding us that Jesus Christ did it.
Yeah.
Not only did he do it, he didn't do it as God. He did it in his humanity. For the joy of saving us, he endured the cross. Yeah. And so while we're doing this thing, we got to make sure that we end this thing well. We leave a great legacy. I hear Pastor Dave always talking about leaving the legacy. I think about my daughter, and I thank God that your children's legacy don't have to be your legacy. See, I didn't get married when I had my daughter, but I thank God my daughter is married. And it don't have to be what you did. It's going to be what legacy did you leave for her to know that God honors marriage. Because you're single on me, you can't tell them what God desires. Because you're single, tell you that you did it wrong. So I thank God for the legacy of not just words, but actions. And so we have to leave a legacy. Not everyone in the Bible made it into Hebrews 11. If you go a little further in that chapter, verses 16, start talking to you about the ones that didn't quite make it. Remember, Moses didn't make it after all those years. He didn't quite make it. But I want you to know that I don't want to just live and have my friend of you say, scripturally, I died. You talk about Methuselah. You're just not going to say I died at my funeral. But I remember talking about Stephen. And Stephen got stoned in the Bible, but he was a man of grace, a man full of trust. And it said that Jesus stood up for him. And so I said, I got to see that in the Word. And what the verse said, that Jesus Christ is sitting at the right hand of God the Father. But in this verse it said, when Stephen looked up and saw the glory of God, he seen God standing. He said, Jesus standing on the right hand of God. So even in the midst of him going through being stoned, Stephen had enough to tell him, God, forgive them. I see the glory of my God in the process. So some of the stuff, we need to begin to see the glory of the thing we're going through. We need to begin to see what God is doing and what he's trying to do in the midst of what I believe is trouble. What I believe is that Stephen, he said, I see him stand. So in this process as we're going through, we gotta not only start well and run well, not that we're running with fatigue, not only just end well, I gotta know the characteristics of this race. I said, God. See, we gotta realize we've really been chosen. God Almighty has picked us. And I got this vision, and I was reading through different things about studying the races and different things, and they talked about, imagine you were sitting on the sofa, and I'm paraphrasing and adding Juanita to this. It's not scripture, so I'm not changing God, it's just a little story. And it said, imagine you sitting on the sofa eating your fried chicken platter and having your chips and Pepsi on the side, and somebody come and knock on the door and say that out of every person in the world, your name came up to run this race. And so the Olympic team is at your door saying, we need you to run this race. And you in the midst of putting your Twinkie in your mouth, begin to think, I got out of breath just going down to the mailbox this morning. And Lord have mercy, I had to sit on the 6th step going up 13, and they calling me to run the race. But then on the other side of that thing, there was a little excitement about standing on the podium, receiving the award, standing on the podium, having people cheer me. And so there was an interest in a conflict. And so that's the spirit wrestling with the flesh, because see, and everything that God calls us to do, the flesh ain't thrilled with it. I think Dave said, everybody ain't thrilled about being here on the altar at 6 o'clock because my body don't be trying to move at 5 a.m. But imagine that that was your purpose. To intercede on behalf of someone. And so just imagine the Olympic team was at your door and you thinking about finishing that last Twinkie, and now you're thinking about, God, do I stand up there and hear him put the medal on me and hear the cheers? And so this is what we have to realize, that we've been chosen. God Almighty has already chosen us. But it's both a contest and a conflict. And the Greek word for race is agon, A-G-O-N, which is where we get our word agony from. Because back in the Greek time, it was, even though they ran the chariot race, it was agony, but it was some awesome victory. So, but they didn't count it as, they just called it contest. It really meant contest. And so I said, okay, God, it's both a contest and a conflict. But what I realize is that it's unique to us. Your race is unique to you. Your race is not my race. Your race has been uniquely assigned and set for you. Hallelujah. Marked out especially for you and me. The destination is the same for everyone, to become more Christ-like, to become more loving, to become more forgiving. But the journey that it takes for us to get there is going to be different. There's no time out. No time out. Ain't much season, I'm going to sit down on this one. Or you can take vacations from John because they give you the time. But you just use up them vacation days if you like. See, we think we can just sit out. I'm going to sit out on Jesus. I'm going to sit out on Bible study this Tuesday. I'll get there in time. I'm going to sit out on worship. I'll get there in time for the word. There's no time out. You don't know what you're missing. You don't know what God has for you in this race, in those things. There's no time out. And see, we run this race to win. But winning is not beating out the other runners. Oh, God, he began to show me the race and how the reason they tell you to stay in your own lane, because crossing over could trip up some other runners coming. And so I began to think about the running and the race, but then I thought about the marathon. See, they start out in a bunch. Oh my God, they start my right, and I'm looking before I know the car is headed to the left or the right. Because even though I think I'm only looking, all of me is looking. Even though I think I'm driving straight, I get over here because I'm looking over there. I got to run this race to win. And when it's not beating out the other runners. It's becoming a spiritual champion. Sold out for Jesus. Being more Christ-like today than I was yesterday. Being more Christ-like this month than I was last month. This year than I was last year. And so I'm excited. Because what I come and realize and looking at about races, it stated that there's over 7,000 hours of training for an event in the Olympics that may only take 60 seconds to run. 7,000 hours of training. That could be 4 hours a day for the year. And my race only takes a second. But do I say, well, that race only a second, I'm giving 4 hours training and I'm good? No. Because it's not about trying harder, it's about training more wisely. So these 7,000 hours are meant to not only prepare me for the race, but for those things, the things that come after the race, the things that's needed in my life. So how many hours this week have you put in? Let's come on and count. Now they just did 7,000 hours of training for a 60-second run. But you got a lifetime that Christ has given you. So how many hours have you clocked in with prayer this week? How often am I talking to the Father? How many hours of Bible reading and devotion and studying have I clocked in this week? How many hours of worship besides Sunday morning have I clocked in with Jesus? How am I doing with my stewardship and my time and my talent and my finances? How many hours have I given my time and my talent in? So this week I want you to begin to check your hours. Because you're running a race. You're not running a 1,000-yard dash, you're running a marathon. And what I come to realize in studying is that there's two critical times in a race. The first critical time is at the beginning of the race. As you begin to leave the starting place. And they call this a critical time because when they begin to go, they got a temptation to head out fast. Come on. And in that temptation of heading out so fast, they lose energy. As they continue to run their race. And so we got to be careful of running too fast ahead of what God has for us. We got to be careful of believing that this is the start that God given us to propel us to a place that He said you run the race steady. You run the marathon steady. And so the second critical time of a race was the halfway point. And we know Pastor Dave is in the season talking about halftime. Come on, check ourselves out. And why is the halfway point the second critical time? I'll be talking to Jesus and He'll be talking to me. And He said because at halftime, sometimes I realized that just as far as I ran, I got just as far to run to still reach the prize. And so I don't know, is it easier to go back or just as easy to go forward? And so He said that's the critical piece because at halfway point, I begin to realize some things, which is why I said you got to keep your eyes on Jesus, who's the author and the finisher for us, and He'll continue to show you the great and mighty things that you know not of. But see, see, when I started school last year on March the 9th, 2017, I had 10 classes to complete, and it was overwhelming and overtaking. I gave a biblical scripture. It had wiped the sister out the first night. They were speaking in a tongue I didn't even understand in the class. And I got in my car and I said, I'm not coming back. Pastor Burn called talking about, how was your first class? And and I said, I'm not coming back. And she said, don't you have another class coming up? I said, yeah, Thursday, but I ain't coming back. Ain't no sense of me showing up Thursday. She said, but how about you go to Thursday class and then maybe you could decide instead of taking 2, take 1. And I said, oh, maybe so, Pastor. I drove on home and got in the bed and came back that Thursday. And on August the 23rd of 2018, I finished my 10th class. I applied for an associate's degree in architecture. And they laughed when they said, no, you're going back for your bachelor's. That's not my race. I learned through this process what the lane is. I stayed in it this one. Oh, I stayed in it this one. But it's not my race to always run backward. I'll be prepared for the next thing he has for me. And so halfway point, remember, it's just as far to go back as it is to go forward. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So this morning, I just wanted to remind you of a few things. I just want you to know who is running this race with you this morning. Hallelujah. See, we got Elohim, the strong creator God. We can rest secure in the strength of Elohim. He created all things. And because of your will, they existed and were created. Revelation 4:11. So I can secure myself in his strength. I can start some fights that I know I can't win because his strength. Come on. You know when you was kids, you start some stuff because you know you can go home and get the big brother. Go home, get big mama. You got the strong creator God. Hallelujah. You got Adonai, the master over all. And he said he made me just a little lower than the angels. He's given me dominion over all the works of his hands. He told me I can call those things that be not as though they already are. So he yet allows me in his being the master over all to still get intimate with him. Jesus. Psalm 16:2 said, I said to the Lord, you are my master. Every good thing I have comes from you. See, he's no longer just, Lord, save me, save me, save me, save me. See, I have to begin to know him in some other ways. So I began to look what I went and did. I brought a book. And this one had to be by Tony Evans, about Experience the Powerful Names of God. I'm telling you, it will blow your mind because we don't call him and all that he got. We don't call him on all that he carries. He said, I'm the I am that I am. You need to fill that in beyond being saved. God, get me out of here. Lord, knowing that you're Adonai, master of all, knowing as Elohim, the most high God. The God that never faints or grows weary. He gives us power. He increases our strength. Oh God, I come to love on him today because he is my Elohim. And I learned a new one called Elohim, Chestai, C-H-S-E-D-E-I, the God of my mercy. Oh God. Psalm 59 tells us my God, and then this God talking about Elohim, in his loving kindness, Chestai, he said, well, meet me. And the bottom part of that verse said, God would let me look triumphantly upon my foes. Show up looking triumphant. Show up looking like you got the Lord. Show up and look like you got the job. Show up and look like what he's called to be. Show up looking like Christ. Show up looking like you got the power and the throne. Cause me to look triumphant. Learned a new one. E-M-U-N-A-H, the faithful God. Oh God, the loving kindness that extends to the heavens. His faithfulness reaches the sky. That's Psalms 36:5. He's faithful. He's faithful. He's faithful. He's faithful. Oh, I come to love on him this morning. He's my El Shaddai. He's my almighty God. Come on, South Mighty One. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High God shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I gotta stay connected. I gotta rely on his strength. I gotta hold fast to his promises. I don't care what the race looks like. I don't care if you're the one in the hurdle. He prepared you to jump the hurdle. I don't care. He hold fast to his promises. Rely on his strength. Stay connected. El Roi, R-A-I, the exceeding joy. Oh God, he's Jehovah Tiskanu. He's my righteousness. I don't dot every I and I don't cross every T. Not on purpose, but I miss the mark sometimes. But he's my righteousness. The Lord mighty in battle, Jehovah Gabor. He fights my battle. I started some of them. I was wrong and happy. He fights my battle. Jehovah Shammah. The Lord is there. Wherever you are today, he's there. Whatever you're in today, he's there. Whatever you're thinking, he's there. Our thoughts are not his thoughts. His ways are not our ways, but as high as the heavens are his ways and his thoughts toward us. Trust him. The Lord is there. Isaiah 43:2 says, when you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And through the rivers, they will not overflow you. If you believe that today, come on, just give him a shout. You gotta trust him. You gotta trust the Lord in time. You gotta trust him. It's not the job. It's not the car you drove up in. It's not the house you left last night. It's not the trees on the wall. It's the God that is with me. The God that is there. The God that has been faithful. God, I thank you this morning. He's Jehovah Magen, M-A-G-E-N. He's the Lord my shield. And I love this one because it said his name is positioned. Just his name is positioned to defend us. His name is positioned to defend us. Are you calling on his name this morning? Are you running a race believing your focus is on him? It's not to knock out the other races. It's not to triumph over the other races. It's to get to the mark that God has called you to be more Christ-like, to be more loving, to be more kind, to do what he called you to do. Because we all got a race. We all got a race to run. And this morning, some of us feel like we halfway through that. We can't even make another move, make another step. They call this hitting the wall. In halftime, when they talked about getting halfway through, they talking about when they got halfway through the race, they hit a wall. They didn't hit a physical wall, their body. Strength out on them because they started off too fast. And this morning, if that's you, if you believe you're hitting a wall, you know today that there's no wall. There's no limits on God. There's no limits on what he can do. What the word says for us that we got to believe. We got to speak. We got to say it. And so we got some races to win today. We got some training to do. We got some clocking in to do with Jesus. But most of all, our outcome is to be more like Christ. So this morning, I hope God has blessed you. He has blessed me. Thank you for being the I am that he is. I thank you for loving me. I thank you for keeping me. I thank you for showing me him in so many new ways. I thank you because he's God. And this morning, he's calling you up. This morning, he sees you. This morning, he's telling you, this race is not given to the swift, but to the one that endures this morning. This race is not given to the mighty, but to them that trust in his strength. You don't got to do it in your strength anymore. You ain't got to do it in your power anymore. It's his might and his power. And so I come this morning to tell you it works. Oh, I come to tell you it works. I come to tell you it works. Oh, he's been faithful. He's been mighty. He's my God of grace. He's my God of mercy. He keeps me. This has been one of the most awesome times of my life this last year when I let go and let God. When I believed the place he had for me, that's what I took. When he gave me the direction, that's where I went. And even sometimes again, going in the direction he's giving you, you might not know where you're at.
Amen.
I was going last week to meet a couple young ladies, and the only way I know, they knocked off. And I had no idea, because outside of the one way, I had no idea of another way. And so I called Ethel, and I called her like five times, and more times, of course, she didn't answer. I just kept driving. And so she finally called back, and she said, "You remember where we went yesterday? Take that road." I said, but I had no idea. I just said, And so as I got up to this street, I recognized this street name, Staten Pike. But I drove past it, and I said, "I know that's the street I was on yesterday, Jesus." So I did a U-turn and I came back and I got on Static Pike. So I got on there and I didn't recognize nothing and I started complaining to God. God, didn't you tell me to do this? Didn't you tell me to put this in play? Why is it so hard to get here? He told me to be quiet and look up. And as I was mumbling and complaining, as I looked up, there was a sign that I needed to see, but I passed it because I was murmuring and complaining and whining. But if I had just kept my eyes on the sign, it was right there. He said, child, be quiet, go up, do a U-turn, get on the right road. Some of you this morning, it's time for your U-turn. Some of you, it's time to get on the right road. If that's you today, come up to the altar. Thank God, look, you ready to make the U-turn. I'm ready to get in that race, God. I don't care how many people running with me. I'm ready because my eyes is on you, Jesus. 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 You are the author and the finisher. God, we come to bless you. We come to honor you. We come to give you the glory, God. We come to change things today, God. According to your will, God, you already predestined for us before the foundations of this world. So, God, I honor you for your word today. Let it fall in on good grounds, God. Move your people to not just be hearers of the word, but doers. Oh, we come to give your glory, the honor, and the praise. I'm just going to ask our leaders to come and pray with them as I take the mic over to Dr. David, Pastor Bernadette. Amen.